Get on the yellow line. Dion, have them get on the yellow line. Come on down over.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I'm on the yellow line.
Don't stop already.
I'm so sorry.
Don't do the ID. Just get on the TSA.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host of Just Another Number 17. Look, I know I've been going for a long time. I know I've been going for a while, but I'm back now. I'm back for real. For anyone who don't know, if this is your first time coming here, I do social commentary on pretty much what's going on in society. I'm just giving my views, my take. I call it Just Another Number because that's how I feel, like everybody else. Just another number, just another cog in the machine, just another number in the system. And so today, we're going to talk about the stuff that's going on with the TSA. These folks are showing up to work every day and are not getting paid. Like, would you personally show up to your job if you wasn't getting paid? They've been doing it for just about a month now. I know they're under contract. I know it's government contracts and all that, or whatever deal you got to sign when you join one of these government agencies. I understand that they understand that, but still, at the end of the day, we're human beings. Those bills don't stop coming, and we still need to be paid regardless. So how do you expect anybody in their right mind to continue to show up to work and I must add that, do your job properly? Because money is the incentive. If you're not getting the money, what other reason would you be there? So today I'm doing this video. I got some clips I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna do some reactionary content to these clips I'm about to throw up, and we'll just go from here. We'll start with the orange man himself.
And I'm suggesting strongly to the Republican Party, don't make any deal on anything. The most important thing we can have is what's called the Save America Act. Don't make any deal on anything unless you include voter ID, and you have to be a citizen to vote. You have to show citizenship to vote. Very easy to do. It's very insulting when they say people can't do it because they don't know how to do it. Anybody that can't do it, I think it's a very insulting thing to say. The Democrats are fully to blame with the struggle the great American public is going through at the airports. They're going through a big struggle right now, and we just put ICE in charge, and they're helping TSA, the agents, and they're working together so far very well. I actually suggested that in the airports they take off their masks, and they did that.
So, your president of the United States, who I'm sure you voted for. I sure as hell didn't. But your president thinks that having ICE in the airport is a good idea. Seeing as all the publicity that ICE has gotten over the past few months, and how the public sentiment is completely against the phony narrative that they're trying to push in regards to they're trying to rebrand. They're trying to put ICE as the good guy, but in all reality, let's take it back even further than that. You don't even need to have ICE there in the first place if you just, paid the people who are supposed to be there, who actually know how to do those jobs. But see, you're holding it up because of the SAVE Act. So I did a little digging. I'm like, let me see what the hell they talking about with this SAVE Act thing. The SAVE Act, Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, and its updated 2026 version, the Save America Act, are federal legislative proposals designed to change voter registration and identification requirements for U.S. federal elections. While there have been several iterations, the core focus of these bills is to mandate that individuals provide documentary proof of U.S. citizenship to register to vote. Key provisions. The legislation primarily aims to amend the National Voter Registration Act of 1993. Its main requirements include proof of citizenship for registration. Applicants would be required to present physical documents such as a U.S. passport, certified birth certificate, or a naturalization certificate to register for federal elections. Currently, most states allow applicants to attest to their citizenship under penalty of perjury. In-person requirements. Under the most recent versions, like the Save America Act of 2026, new registrants, or those updating their registration due to moving or name changes, are generally required to present these documents in person to an election official. National Photo ID Mandate. The bill implements a strict photo ID requirement at the polls. This would override more flexible state laws, accepting only specific forms of government-issued ID that indicate citizenship. Voter roll maintenance. It directs states to use federal databases, specifically the Department of Homeland Security's SAVE program, to identify and remove non-citizens from existing voter rolls. Current legislative status, March 2026. The SAVE Act 2025 passed the House of Representatives in 2025, but did not advance through the Senate. The Save America Act of 2026 passed the House in February 2026. As of March 2026, it has been the subject of intense debate in the Senate. Republican proponents have recently explored attaching the measure to broader spending or reconciliation packages to bypass the 60-vote filibuster threshold. And finally, arguments and perspectives. The bills are subject to a significant partisan debate. Perspective. Proponents argue the act is a common sense measure to ensure election integrity, prevent non-citizen voting, and boost public confidence in election outcomes. Opponents argue that non-citizen voting is already illegal and extremely rare. They contend the act would disenfranchise millions of eligible citizens who lack ready access to birth certificates or passports, specifically impacting low-income, elderly, and minority voters. Now, if you want my honest opinion, honestly, I think most of this just boils down to is who's going to get their ass kicked come election time. If you look at the statistics, voter fraud is not a big issue. It's not a severe issue. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even really have an impact on any of the elections. Most of the elections are not even that close in terms of, even if a recount is registered, they usually have to be within 50 to 100,000 votes in most cases. The threshold is significant, at least from the data I've seen. But I think it really just comes down to, of course, Republicans want this because they're basically saying, hey, we know we're going to get our ass kicked come election time because this is typically what happens where, you know, the party in power typically loses in the midterms. Currently, Republicans control all three. You control the legislative branch, you control the executive branch, and you control the judicial branch. I mean, we can't really do nothing about the courts currently, but the fact that you have the House, you have the Senate, you have the House on a slim majority, very slim, but we all can see the writing on the wall. If you pay attention to politics, you understand exactly what's going down. You understand exactly what's about to happen. They know they about to get kicked. They know they about to get their asses kicked. They know they about to get lambasted out of Congress because they're not doing anything to fix anything. They've been in power all this time. Now, it's easy to sit up there and blame the Democrats or, whatever. And I say this even when the Dems are in power. We honestly need to get rid of any threshold about, 60 votes here. No. It just needs to be a simple majority. And I say that because I know that can come back to bite Democrats in the ass. At least some shit will start to get done. That's how I'm seeing it. Because at the end of the day, with this 60 vote threshold and people being able to filibuster without actually going up there and standing 10 toes down on what it is that they believe in, you're just saying, filibuster. It's like you're just putting in the order to filibuster, but you're not actually doing shit about it. It's just a threat because of the current rules. And see, each side is scared to get rid of it because they know, hell, if we do this, we'll be able to get our agenda through. But then that means when obviously the pendulum swings in the other direction and the other party gets power, that means they're going to be able to run roughshod over the surface too. So my thing is, we need to get some bills passed to get some things going in favor of the working class, and most importantly, the poor in America. They don't talk about the poor. They just talk about the working and the middle class, but the poor need help too. We need a revitalization process. We need something to be able to get poor people out of poverty. But instead, we do nothing to incentivize. I won't even say incentivize. We just don't do nothing to help the poor in this country, let alone the working class or the middle class. Instead, they just keep us fighting each other. They keep us divided. But the real issue is living standards, living conditions. Prices of everything is getting out of hand. Everything's going haywire. It's going nuts. And your people who you elect to Congress aren't doing anything to fix it. They're not doing anything. If it isn't about helping their donors or helping big business, they're not helping the people that actually vote for them to put them in power. There aren't enough rich people. There aren't enough billionaires to outvote the masses, to outvote the general public. Whatever happened to the general welfare of our people? Whatever happened to caring about the actual American people? This is why I take the stand, and I've said it on some of my TikTok videos. This is why I take the stand if I say America doesn't love its people. America doesn't love its people. It doesn't. It doesn't take care of its people. We don't have universal health care. Not at all. What do we do to take care of the people? What, trap them in debt? Again, I provide social commentary, so of course I'm going to give my perspective. I'm going to give you my perspective, and whether you agree with it or not, I'm still an American at the end of the day that's using freedom of speech. I'm using my platform for freedom of speech anyway. You don't have to agree with it. But America doesn't give a fuck about its people. And that's the truth. No one wants to talk about it. No one wants to admit the uncomfortable truth. We send these politicians into Washington and they don't do shit for us. They don't do shit to help us on either side. At least that's how I see it. Because when the Democrats get in power, they always don't have enough. They don't have enough whatever the fuck we need to pass shit. And obviously it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. What we have currently, this is what you get when you get Republicans in power. You get tax breaks for the fucking rich and you get new wars. This is what we get. This is what happens. This is the trifecta effect of Republicans. You know what we got when we had Democrats that had the trifecta? It wasn't quite universal health care, but it was a health care system. It was an implementation of an updated or it was basically just a Republican plan. It was a copy of Mitt Romney's plan that he did in Massachusetts when he was governor. But essentially what it allowed people to do, that if you had pre-existing conditions, you could now apply to get health insurance, whereas before they weren't getting any health care insurance. So at least when the Democrats get in power, they at least try to do something. But then when pressure mounts and it starts getting too bad for them, or the pressure intensifies to a point where they grow weak or they lose their backbone if they've ever had one to begin with, then they tend to fold. But at least they make an effort, from what I've seen. At least they made an effort to do something for the American people, or at least make it look like they're trying to do something for the American people, right? Because these damn Republicans, they don't even try to fake it. They just carry on as business as usual. They know what they're there for. They're there to make the rich richer. They're there to make the rich richer. And they're there to send the poor, uneducated, I don't even want to say uneducated, they just people who they deem to be lesser than them, they're there to send them off to war, because it sure as fuck ain't no rich people going to fight these wars. This next clip I'm about to play is, I guess, of Senate Majority Leader John Thune and his take on what's going on currently.
Shamefully, we are on day 39 of the Democrat shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. It is increasingly having effects across the country as our airports and the TSA agents become more and more overrun. So it is time to end this. Time to end this is now. The Democrats have in front of them a proposal with legislative text that would allow us to get DHS back and opened up again. And it is essentially what the Democrats have been asking for. And so we're going to have an opportunity to vote on that, and I hope they will put their money where their mouth is, and if they are sincere about actually getting DHS opened up again, that they'll provide the votes and work with us in order to make that happen.
One of the many reasons why I don't trust politicians, the look on his smug ass face. Now, I'm about to play a clip that's about to disprove everything he just fucking said, because of the simple fact that they had come to an agreement, Democrats and Republicans, to end this shit. And their orange buffoon of a leader decided that he didn't want that because he wanted the fucking SAVE Act passed. Because with this SAVE Act bullshit, it's going to make it harder for people to vote. Citizens. They claim it's for non-citizens or whatever, but most of the people who are, I don't like using the term illegal, but most of the people who are not citizens usually don't. They don't risk going to go vote knowing there's a chance that they could be discovered and then deported. Why would you put that on the line? Why would you put that on the line? Sorry, I hit my mic. To go out there and vote when there's a chance that you could be sent back to wherever the hell you came from. That's not really worth the risk. I mean, to a person with common sense, they talk about common sense. I'm not illegal. I said I wouldn't use that term. I'm a citizen of the United States, and even to me, that wouldn't make sense if I was to go somewhere else and I wasn't a citizen of that country, and I wasn't supposed to be there. I'm not gonna put my neck out there to go and fucking vote. That makes no sense. I wouldn't do it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna play this clip to prove exactly what I was talking about just now.
Senator Cruz and I came up with a plan. We said, look, it's a two-step process. The Democrats have offered to open up everything but ICE. Ted and I said, okay, let's accept their offer. And then at the same time, we would offer a bill for reconciliation where we don't need any Democratic votes to do whatever we wanted to do with ICE. And that way we're out of the shutdown and DHS is back open. We submitted that, Senator Cthulhu submitted that to President Trump, as is his right. He said no deals with the Democrats. It would have worked. We could have had TSA paid by the end of the week, but the president said no deal.
And there you have it. There you have it. Republican of Louisiana. I think he's from Louisiana. John Kennedy. Straight up told the truth. Straight up said it. Hey, it would have worked. But your president said no. But what y'all should have did, y'all should have forced the issue. You should have said, hey man, veto it then. At least you'll be on record. You'll be on record vetoing this. So that the people that ain't getting their checks right now, they can put the fucking blame where it's supposed to go. See, this is the problem that I have with politics in general. See, I lean left, but I'm not exactly team Democrat right now. I'm not team Republican at all. But I'm not exactly team Democrat because they don't fucking fight hard enough for me. The way the Republicans remain unified, stick together, and fight hard like hell, that's how the Dems should be, but they're not. They're not like that. And I'm starting to wonder, is it by design? I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But the fact is, these Republicans know what the fuck they're doing. They want to speak out, but they're scared. They want to stand up to this orange maniac, but they're scared. They know it will work. They know it would. And if anything, they have a vested interest in trying to do anything possible right now to make themselves not look so bad. They're trying to get some of that stank up off of them because they know the midterms is coming up. And right now they looking real bad. They got a lot of shit attached to them. And you don't really want that. So the Dems by default are looking good because we only have two fucking parties in this country. So of course you're going to look to the opposition. Oh man, I would force the issue. Okay, we're gonna vote for it. We're gonna send it. It's gonna pass the House. and we're gonna put it on your desk. We're gonna make you veto this shit. Put the blame where it needs to go. It's not like he give a fuck. It's not like he cares. He doesn't have to run for election anymore. He's essentially a lame duck already. Now, him leaving office is another thing. Is he gonna actually leave? Well, he better. The country's gonna go into chaos. Or maybe it's not. Maybe the country's so docile that even if he stayed for a third term, nobody will get up and do shit about it. At this point, that's how I see it. At this point, I don't think anybody's gonna do shit at this point. That's just my opinion. If I'm totally wrong, I'll be happy to admit that I'm wrong, because that's not something I want to be right about.
This is all the TSA line. The line where you get your ID and boarding pass checked is all the way up there. It comes around here, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. It snakes through here, but then you have to take the escalator over there down to the baggage claim downstairs, and that's how you end up down here. Right now, according to that board, it says that the wait is 150 minutes. Not sure if that's accurate.
And that's what some of the airports are looking like right now in the country. And the fact that some of the senators, some of the people of Congress, their little specialty pass, their little, oh, well, you get to kind of skip the line, or no, none of that. Yeah, I'm glad you're losing that. I'm glad y'all losing that. You need to feel what your citizens are going through, what your fellow brethren are going through, the people who you claim to represent. We got a representative government, all right. It just don't represent the average person. It represents American people, just not us. If you got money, if you're a billionaire, or you got some type of organization behind you, or you're a part of the donor class, which is most important, because we're not smart enough. We're not good enough. America's the best country in the world, and why the fuck we can't get money out of politics? Can't do that. Not good enough to do that, because money breeds corruption. Corruption is everywhere. But if you say something about it, oh, you're being political. No, I'm just being a person that has common sense. So the airports are going to shit, and you expect people, how the fuck can you in your right mind expect anybody to get up and to want to go to work for free? That's essentially slavery. Fuck, that's what the country was founded on. America always try to return back to its roots, don't it? Seem that way. Asking somebody to go to work for free, that's not only immoral, it's just wrong. And why would y'all be trying to play with something as serious as the TSA? Not saying it to rhyme, but why would you play with something like that? Unless there was a conspiracy afoot. You start this war with Iran. All of a sudden, security's a little lax at the TSA because of whatever the fuck y'all fighting about. Very convenient excuse. Anything can happen, right? I mean, that's the play, right? Looks very obvious to me. Again, this is just social commentary. I'm just giving you my perspective, whether you agree or disagree. I'm just putting it out there. Because I pray to God, I pray nothing happens. I'm a citizen of this country. I was born here. I don't want anything to happen to the country, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be irresponsible and reckless, the so-called leaders of this country, if you're going to be irresponsible and reckless with our security, why the fuck should we take you seriously? So look, this video is probably going on for a little too long. But just in general, I said I need to get back into the swing of things. I need to get back out here, start making my videos again. And I feel for you TSA brothers and sisters. We ain't always get along. I know you just doing your job. You know, when I go to the airport, well, y'all never really gave me a hard time, but still, it's like, yeah, I get it. But I feel for y'all, because nobody in America should be forced to go to work for free. Hell, nobody in the world should fucking be forced to go to work for free. It's not right. Richest country in the world, we can't fucking pay our people. Richest country in the world, we can't get homeless people off the streets. Boy, I'm definitely gonna be talking about that soon. But you can't pay your people because y'all want to fight, y'all want to argue, y'all want to bicker about some fucking bills when there's people out here actually hurting. The shit y'all do in Washington has an effect on the people in this country, because we supposed to have representative government. You're supposed to represent us, but then y'all go there and y'all play political games while real people are getting hurt. Each and every last one of you need to be voted out of office. But you know, who am I? I'm just another number.